Welcome back to another walk around and test drive video here at Coyote Classics. This is Chad, Shay, and Dalton, and that is a 1972 Pontiac LeMans Sport. Beautiful car with a great history, very well kept by the previous owner for a long time.
Yeah, the previous owner had this one, like Dalton said, a long time. We kind of turned it into a muscle car here at Coyote Classics. Came in with its original hubcap, steel wheels. We put a brand new set of American Racing chrome, torque thrust wheels, good rubber, Cooper Cobra raised white letters all the way around. Just gave the car a beautiful buff too. When it came in, it was that yellowish gold, and I'll tell you what, look at the metallic in this car now.
Yeah, you did not see that when it came in. You know, after Michael spent, you know, an entire day buffing it all out, oh my Lord, is it beautiful.
Dual sport mirrors. And we'll get to some other stuff here in a little bit, but as far as we know, original 350, runs excellent. Single exhaust on this one. So the cool part, and we'll get to a little more knowledge of what a Le Mans Sport actually is, but the cool part, single exhaust, 2-barrel, but all the really other cool GTO modifications from the factory, with our factory fenders here with the little louvered fenders. We have the GTO hood, which came factory on a Le Mans Sport. So not a clone here, guys, just a really cool car that they really tried to take away that high insurance price of a GTO.
Oh yeah, and that's what was really going on in 1972. You had all these insurance companies really putting high prices and premiums on these muscle cars that were coming out of Detroit. And so a lot of people were stopping buying the GTOs so that they could get something that kind of fooled the insurance companies a little bit more. And that's what this was supposed to do. This was supposed to be a GTO without the GTO name. So from the factory, this Le Mans Sport would have came with the Le Mans name and a regular Le Mans engine, but this came with GTO fenders and a GTO hood. So that is a GTO hood and GTO fenders on this Le Mans, and I think that's really kind of unique and special. You don't see too many of these.
No, you definitely don't. You see a lot of clone Le Mans into GTO, but not many people leave it just bone stock. This car does have a little bit, a lot of little patina on it. Front nose, just like a lot of these Enduro front bumpers here. We do have some little tiny little stress cracks. You know, no matter how good you buff on that, you're not gonna get that stuff out. But the rest of the paint really looks good.
Slight chipping here, and a little bit of bubbling there. But yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's a bubble, that's a chip.
Yeah, it's a chip.
Has been touched up.
Chip has been touched up.
So as far as the rest of it goes, really solid car. Tiny little paint chips here and there, but it buffed out to a great shine. Just a good looking car. It's got the factory side molding on it still. Back of the hood, for a big hood, the back of the hood lines up really nice. Top of the fender lines up really well all the way across there. Still has the original 350 rocker molding on it, 350 2-barrel, bright code and stuff, and I really believe this to be the original motor as well. If you go to our website, coyoteclassics.com, you'll see the original single exhaust on it. You'll go ahead and see the super solid floors and that kind of thing. Bottom corner of the door lines up really good. You can see here just a little bit of seam seal when they seam sealed that under the paint.
This thing turns a lot of heads too with that gold color and the white interior. It's just a beautiful color combination.
I really didn't know how I felt about this color when it first came in with the stock wheels and stuff, and the original wheels were this, you know, the same color. But wow, after Michael got this thing buffed out, that brilliant metallic, the chrome on the torque thrust wheels, this car's got it all now.
Yeah, oh, yeah. White interior sharp, and on a hot day like today with that convertible, super nice to have. You're not going to get in and burn your legs.
Yeah.
It's got a single exhaust, and even for a single exhaust, this thing sounds pretty good.
It did. I had to look twice. It really sounded like a dual. So you want to pop the trunk? Back bumper chrome is gorgeous. So is the tail light trim and stuff like that. It's all in great shape as well. As we look up and down the sides, really a straight old car. Older paint job. I'm guessing the paint job's probably 30 years old.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So there's what your original wheels would have looked like right there.
And we do have these wheels and tires if a guy wants them. Still has the bias ply original spare 215 75 14. But here's what I really wanted to point out is that is the factory speckling. I mean, everything is 100% factory in this trunk. which tells you a lot about the condition of the car, the mileage on the car. Here's your original mat. Look at this. It's kind of like a gunny sack material. Do you see the difference in these mats from the new ones?
Yeah.
That's original mat. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yes,
yeah,
jack storage sticker.
Yep. That's neat.
Really cool car, you guys. I mean, this is just a true time capsule. Unfortunately, the only reason the guy got rid of this was his age, and actually he was losing his eyesight. So you know, people get rid of these for a lot of different reasons, and the only reason this one is it just couldn't drive it anymore.
So hopefully we'll find it a good home, someone that takes care of it just as well as he did for all those years.
It was tough for him to get rid of it. During the repaint done years ago, and a lot of people do this, I'm not a huge fan, but they'll fill in this little line right here, and you can see just a little tiny little hairline crack right there. Top boot's good, back seat, front buckets. This interior cleaned up well. As we go down here to the bottom of the doors, corners of the doors are excellent. Rubbers really feel like they're the original ones as well. They're still pliable, but it really tells me that I think that this is original interior car. And you can also see just a little bit of a fade right here, almost to a kind of a dark brown. The black carpet on the door panels are, you know, starting to get faded there. Door panels cleaned up awesome. We spent a lot of time on this interior, just getting it really nice. The dash pad is in excellent shape. Bucket seats are good. Console's in really nice shape. You can tell that somebody dyed the top of this console. It's a little brighter white than it should be, and you can see the factory console here just starting to get some cracks in that plastic. The wood grain is all original. Beautiful wood grain on the dash and console. And the steering wheel, besides that one crack over in the passenger side, looks immaculate. That is definitely the original interior. You can see just a little bit of the age back in there. Both of the lights work, and the back door panels here as well. Really a nice time capsule. Does have air shocks on it. As far as look up and down the sides, it's good and straight on both sides. Back of the quarter panel is good as well. This side's kind of the same way, just a little spider crack here on the back, but the boot just fits so nicely. Under that boot we have a nice white top.
It's a warm day, we'll go cruise to the top. Now another thing that we kind of glanced over too is it does have factory air.
Oh wow.
Which is definitely nice.
Especially on a nice hot summer day like today. Both of the doors fit really nice into the quarters, which I would expect on a low mileage original solid Survivor. I just can't believe how much the wheels changed this car. I mean, a nice set of wheels just turns an original style car into a muscle car. Kind of
a lot better stance too. It looks less like a grandpa car now.
Yeah, exactly. Bottom corner of the doors, all original, no putty there. Same thing, original door rubbers. Door panels are all original. We do have a little bit of a seam split right here in the side bolster of the seat. Other than that, that original seat is in great shape, and you can tell it's original by just the seams here, how it just starts to stretch out just a little bit. It's got 76,400 miles, which is hardly anything anymore. Seat slide works good. Horn works, got a power top. No one's went ahead and put a toggle switch in there. This works great. AM radio. It's your factory air. As kind of mentioned in earlier, the wood grain is just in great shape. It all matches up nice as well.
And the whole, you can really tell the interior is original, and I'm sure you touched on these points already, but just by the minor wear. But man, what a well taken care of car.
Yeah, exactly.
Horn works. You have another radio in here, I'm sure.
Sure. Okay.
I'm always pointing things out twice. Maybe Chad didn't touch on that yet, but it does have a Pioneer radio in there with the remote. So.
Nice. I like it because they left the factory one in here. It's such a nice original car that way.
All right.
Heater fan works.
Excellent.
Don't know if the air blows cold. It probably does. It probably needs to be checked out. We have a good fan switch anyway. Remote mirror. It's got the dual sport mirrors as well.
What's the throw jack?
Fasten seat belt light works. Gas gauge works.
Yeah, fasten seatbelt buzzer works. Which is amazing that that's still never been on. Someone never got pissed and unplugged that. I would have done that probably within the first 10 minutes.
What's your favorite part about this car, Shane?
Honestly, I really love the styling of this car. This thing has the GM kind of Coke bottle styling, which means that it was shaped like a Coke bottle of the time, which means it was wider in the front, it was thinner in the middle, and also wide out the back. And you can really see that when you look at the body lines on our website.
Okay.
And when you look at those body lines, you can kind of see the body kind of bend in and then back out. And I think that's just a really beautiful shape, and I love it on the GM cars of this time.
Yeah, me too.
The GM cars really nailed it. You know, in that end of that muscle car era, I call it 1974 was the last as far as I say on those. So the last, you know, 71, 72 Chevelles and Pontiac GTOs and all that stuff were still really cool muscle cars. Sure.
Yes, they absolutely were.
As far as our brakes go, they do have a little pull to the right, which we'll have to adjust. A little 352 barrel, but I'll tell you what, this thing picks up some serious speed.
Yes, it does.
60 mile an hour, 65, pushing 70 just like that. Wow.
Just comfortable too. Suspension feels good. Yeah, it just cruises, man.
Oh, here's 60 mile an hour right now. Perfectly straight. The steering is nice and tight. Kick down works good, drop down a second. I am super impressed by this car.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just something that you can, just a wonderful cruiser. Take it to any local car show, be proud of it. Get in it, take it on road trips in the fall. It's one of those kind of cars.
Set at 75, 80 mile an hour, like there's no vibration, no shake, shimmy, nothing. I mean, that just goes with a 76,000 mile car. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that this thing is all original as far as our interior and suspension and stuff. It runs and drives fantastic.
Check it out on the website, coyoteclassics.com. Really a rare and low mileage find.
Yeah, it is.